This is this natalism that comes from an authoritarian playbook, right? That there need to be more white children, right? That's the idea, that there's, this is about great replacement theory, racism, right? This is what this is. So don't misunderstand it for him wanting more children. He wants a certain kind of, racist thing.
Welcome to this week's Wacky Moments of Leftist Extremism. Now this week, a slip of paper which allegedly contained talking points for Democrats to deploy in reference to Kamala Harris's record, well, it was leaked on social media, and right after that, it seems that the memo was read pretty much verbatim by the media from their own cue cards.
Kamala Harris was never the border czar. Never. Her job was to deal and find out the root causes of migration from Central America. That was what Biden asked her to do, to lead diplomatic efforts to reduce poverty, violence, corruption in the Northern Triangle.
Well, she may not know facts, but she does know how to do what she is asked to do, as does the rest of the leftist media.
Vice President Harris was not a border czar.
People gonna have to counter the misinformation. You already hear folks talking about the border czar. She wasn't the border czar.
MSNBC is such a total Harris fangirl.
Joining me now from the rally in Atlanta is NBC News Washington correspondent Yamiche Alcindor. Yamiche, even if you can hear me, because I know it's super loud there, talk about the crowd, the vibe, and what you are seeing around you.
Well, Joy, good evening. Right behind me, the rapper Quavo is speaking, and this crowd of 10,000 people, the campaign tells me, is really just so excited. I've been talking to people here who feel relieved, who feel like Kamala Harris has the momentum and the enthusiasm to win this election. All night, people have been dancing.
Anyone who has watched a Trump rally live can attest to the crowd and the energy, but oh yeah, MSNBC never shows those.
There is a reason that we and other news organizations have generally stopped giving an unfiltered live platform to remarks by former President Trump.
Yeah, it's called He Breaks Your Narrative. Trump this week spoke at the National Association of Black Journalists, just shocking the left. And even before it started, the leftist media decided it was a controversial news event.
And there's certainly a lot of controversy around the fact that he is here, and yet the woman who could become the first black female American to become president is not here. So
Trump speaking to black journalists, but not Kamala. That's controversial.
But he's also called several black journalists, including our very intelligent Abby Phillips, dumb and stupid.
Okay, so there is another reason, but are we sure that's not true?
Well, I mean...
Determined to cause controversy, the leftist media ignored Trump's policy discussions on helping black families by fighting inflation and ending Biden energy diktats that result in high prices, but instead focused on the controversy.
Do you believe that Vice President Kamala Harris is only on the ticket because she is a black woman?
Well, I can say no. I think it's maybe a little bit different. So I've known her a long time indirectly, not directly very much. And she was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black.
Oh, I love that lower third. Falsely questions Harris's racial identity. I mean, why would you ever question Kamala?
So what we're gonna cook today is an Indian recipe.
Yes.
Because you are Indian.
Yes.
Okay, and I don't know that everybody knows that, but I find that wherever I go and I see Indian people at the supermarket, on the street, everyone's like, Kamala Harris is Indian, right? It's like the thing we're so excited about.
Oh, the media never has problems stirring up racial controversy with incorrect information, as they tried to do with J.D. Vance.
More and more Americans choosing not to have kids, which again emphasizes why J.D. Vance's comments about childless Americans, childless cat ladies, could be so politically damaging.
Well, so what's interesting is this natalism that comes from an authoritarian playbook, right? That there need to be more white children, right? That's the idea, that there's, this is about great replacement theory, racism, right? This is what this is. So don't misunderstand it for him wanting more children. He wants a certain kind of, racist thing.
Which would be why Vance is in an interracial marriage and has 3 biracial children. No, Vance is just controversial. You have to question what he's saying as racist.
He wants a certain kind of, racist thing.
Now, the one thing the media doesn't question or find controversial is that Harris hasn't held an interview or attended an event where she answers any questions from reporters. And they're just fine with that. The media just repeats what Harris reads off a teleprompter at staged events.
And some of what he and his running mate are saying, well, it's just plain weird.
Oh, time to parrot the Democratic catchphrase.
Weird messaging when it comes to the Trump campaign, and we mean that literally.
That is weird behavior, and I don't think you call it anything else.
I think Donald Trump, I know him, and he's probably sitting and watching the TV, and every day it comes out Vance has done something more extreme, more weird, more erratic.
It's not just a weird style that he brings.
Of course, the media doesn't find Pete Buttigieg saying men need abortion in order to be more free weird at all.
Of course, men are also more free in a country where we have a president who stands up for things like access to abortion care.
The leftist media just doesn't report on that statement from a gay Biden administration official at an event that's claiming to create a safe space for white dudes for Harris. I mean, that's just doesn't sound weird at all.
Of course, men are also more free in a country where we have a president who stands up for things like access to abortion care.
Nothing frees up men like dead babies that they don't have to take responsibility for. I mean, no controversy there. The media parrots, they have their orders. Repeat Trump and weird.
The problem is that the GOP needs to convince voters that Trump and Vance
and themselves
are regular guys, and they're not. They are weird.
Now, getting to the weird thing that they've really turned on the right, the Harris campaign has really kind of taken that weird. Think about it. People on the right say a lot of weird things.
Oh, the right is weird, I see. So throwing your husband's phones out on the highway so cars crush them, that's normal.
Because Manny hung up the phone on me when we were dating.
So what'd you do?
And so I went to his house and I gathered all the phones that he had in his house, all his landlines, and I threw them on the parkway and all the cars drove over them.
So what word would you use to describe that?
Weird is among the words that come to mind to describe that. It's also how I would describe the media's dedication to leftist Democrats, like Harris and previously Biden. I mean, they will back them even if they are, well, really crappy.
I don't care if he's pooped his pants. I don't care if he can't put a sentence together.
Clearly, all you need to do is be a candidate for the Democrat Party, and you will have their fawning endorsement. But don't think that's weird. That's the bias that's been there for a long time.
I don't care if he's pooped his pants.
I'm Eric Shiner from MRC-TV, asking you to head over to the MRC homepage, click on that donate button, visit MRCTV.org for the latest in videos, information, and entertainment, and be sure to like, share, and subscribe to these videos on the social media sites that let you see us. We'll be taking a break, but we'll return shortly with more leftist media madness.
I want to invite you as my guest on a very special, once-in-a-lifetime, 7-day post-election cruise in the Caribbean. It's going to be a blast.